the first like 2 minutes of this video were somehow corrupted, so I had to build it back up from scratch and re-record the voiceover. So I don't know, I'm gonna paraphrase, I guess, and try to do what I did before. And honestly, if I wasn't saying this, you probably wouldn't realize that. So I'm kind of wasting my time and your time by doing this. Anyway, I glued on sand. I glued sand onto the base, and I'm painting it now with a watered down version of the same brown that I did the base coat in. And this will dry a little darker over that sand there. The sand was solidified with like watered down PVA, and then I let that dry, and then I did another coat of it on top of it just to make sure it was all stuck down. But there's that brown. Look at it there. Look at its sheen in the light. You can see it getting a little darker already. And now we're going to go on and start using some goop. It's like AK Interactive goop. I watered it down as well because it dries pretty quickly in the container, and that's extremely annoying. So unless you use this stuff pretty quickly, it dries up. And I didn't like that. So I watered it down, added some goop. Bada bang, bada boom. We're gooping up a horse. We're gooping up guys. The biggest thing about the goop and the brown is like just trying to avoid the dude's legs and like feet. The horse I'm not really too worried about because it's brown already and it kind of blends in, and I'm gonna build up those colors anyway. So yeah, I don't know. I'm very thrown off. I'm very upset and annoyed by the corruption of the video data. Spent a very long time trying to fix it. So I'm just building up this goop here, trying to make sure that you can't see like individual bases on the soldiers, because I want them to look cohesive and nice and like they belong on this open field. So here I am using the goop to hide just like some obvious separation between the soldiers' bases. Yeah, it's just making it look all cohesive. Very messy right now, but it will look okay later. And here I am adding static grass, which is the thing that starts to make it look a little more alive. I'm not using an applicator or anything like that. It's just I'm very lazily mashing static grass onto watered down PVA glue and hoping for the best because I'm lazy, and it looks okay. It actually, I'm happy with it. It kind of was a happy accident because it looks like matted down grass that's been trampled over a couple times, which hopefully this story being told in this diorama is that, you know, this ground has been contested and they're going back and forth over it. And I like how it's coming out. Now I'm adding a lighter color to break up the tones of the grass and make it look a little more real. I love how that road looks too, by the way. You can, like, I love like just like the wheel tracks on the road where you can obviously see people travel, wear away the grass. It's just a classic little story, you know, visual storytelling, so to speak. There's some more fence rails I guess I just threw on there. But I'm going back to the casualties now, the Confederate casualties, and we're going with a kind of mid-war look on these guys. So like 60, let's call it 63. I don't know. I don't even know what like scenario this battle is supposed to be. I just chose the flags of the 52nd New York because they looked okay, and I had them. and we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But importantly, right now I'm painting these Confederate casualties in domestic cloth primarily, with some English Army cloth. So like two of the guys, this guy in my hand right now, and then the guy in the middle, all have just like domestic cloth, like Richmond Clothing Bureau uniforms on. And then the guy with his arms splayed out, missing a leg, he's also wearing Richmond Clothing Bureau stuff, but he's also wearing like an English Army cloth jacket there. This guy right here, he's wearing an English Army cloth jacket. So that kind of depicts a little bit later, late 63, 64, 65. But yeah, we'll call this 60, I don't know, 63, 64. I've been talking about this way too long. But the thing with these Confederates is I'm just trying to get a nice realistic tone for the uniforms based on originals that I've examined in real life. Or, you know, you can look up original clothing on various websites, and you can go visit it in tons of museums. If you want to just kind of see like a general overview of the Richmond Clothing Bureau, for example, that primarily outfitted the Army of Northern Virginia, you can go to the libertyrifles.org and check out a wonderful article we have on the website there talking about the evolution of the Richmond jacket specifically. But yeah, it's good for color reference and just general information when you're for painting Confederate soldiers during the American Civil War. I'll eventually do a video on the broad strokes of these uniforms, especially for the Army of Northern Virginia. But for now, that's a decent reference. And I'm not going nuts with these miniatures. Just the base coat, wash, highlight. Nothing crazy, nothing crazy special. I mean, this is eventually gonna get put into a painting competition at Historicon. I think like that's my kind of end goal for this piece. But really, I just want it to be a depiction of my game Vortex of Hell, and I want to be able to reference it while talking to people about the game at conventions and whatnot. So I think it'll serve its purpose pretty well. There are a few things that I'll end up going back and doing more of, but by the end of this video, it'll be to its 98% completion. But I digress. Going back, once again, I am placing some fence rails, and then apparently they got magically painted while I was stammering there. This fence was really fun to make. It's balsa wood and stir sticks. It's like the most train guy fence I could have made, and I really like how it turned out, because I wasn't really planning on adding a fence. It was a very last minute thing, and then while I was at the HiveScum studio a while back, I was like, oh yeah, we gotta get some balsa wood here. Maybe I'll mess with the fence. So anyway, it's pretty cool. I love the story it tells too. It really helps kind of pull everything together with artillery blasting the fence, or dudes, soldiers running through the fence or breaking the fence as they go through it back and forth. I just missed it, but I added some rifles for the Confederates, and I love that rifle on the fence there too. It looks pretty sick. And here's just grass tufts, classic, wasting money on grass tufts when I could make them myself, but who has the time? Yeah, and I mean, this grass really looks good. Like the ground looks so much better now than just the flat, static grass. It's great to have these little clumps here and there, because it really, it makes it look like a unkempt field, or a field that is about to be processed for plowing and seeding. So I love that. I love it. What am I supposed to, I don't know. The horse is getting painted, and it's getting painted with different browns, and I painted the chevrock underneath the saddle. The chevrock is I don't know, it's like kind of a saddle blanket, but not really a saddle blanket. But anyway, officers use them. This one's blue, and it has gold trim around the edge. I'm doing a wash on the horse. The horse was kind of like, painting, I don't know what it is about painting horses, but I never enjoy it, even though it's really not different to painting anything else in the entire world. But yeah, I don't know. The horse came out cool, and I'm adding really grotesque gore, really awful gore. It looks yucky. It really came out like more disgusting than I planned, which is good, because once again, one, reading about history and all that jazz, war is awful. It's really, really, really awful. And these Civil War battles and 19th century battles like this, especially when they're using mini balls and artillery, case shot and canister, human beings are being turned to red mist. I mean, there's primary accounts of men being turned to red clouds because of the velocity and the impact of these rounds. I had to stop painting for a while because one of my cats got on my lap and really wouldn't leave. But, hello, Puddle. But yeah, so I painted the rim black. Okay, I'm pointing that I painted some chevrons finally. So here's the corporal of the company, the fourth corporal of the company next to them, and the first sergeant of the company that we're focusing on. And then I painted some chevrons for the color guard, what's left of the color guard. Some of those guys got corporal stripes and sergeant stripes and stuff like that. But yeah, couple arm chevrons and trouser stripes really went a long way. And here we go. Wow, look at that. Spinning on its own. The quality of the video maybe leaves something to be desired, but it looks, I mean, this looks pretty damn cool, I think. From my concept to the finished product here, it's very close to what I wanted it to look like. I wanted, accurate spacing between the men. I wanted it to tell a story without me having to tell a story. And even if you don't know this is the American Civil War, you can tell that these are soldiers wearing blue charging up a hill in a line. And they're desperately taking this hill, taking a lot of casualties. Here's some close-ups. Man, that guy's whose head blew up is awful. That is a disgusting miniature. That's actually a miniature I green stuffed and then like pulled it apart to make it look all gory, but whatever. Here's some close-ups. There he is again. It's disgusting. Anyway, yeah, there's the guy running away. I love that miniature too. That's from Sash and Saber. A great little addition. Another story within the story, some dude who couldn't take it and who's running away. And we're spinning again. Oh, and real quick, it really means a lot that anyone is watching any of this stuff, even if it's a couple minutes of a video. Yeah, I mean, if anybody's down to look at my little toys and hear me drone and stutter about them and sometimes the history, if they're historical minis or not, it's pretty sick. It's very cool. So thank you, and I'll leave you with a spinning diorama. Goodbye!